What's up, party people? Game shows. There are some crazy ones out there, from baggage all the way to a real game show named Russian Roulette. But what if I told you I found another game show that puts all those weird, inappropriate, trashy game shows to shame? What is this game show, you may ask? Well, I would tell you it's this 1979 show called 3's a Crowd. It's not going to shock you that a show from the late 70s aged poorly. What might shock you is the concept of the show. They bring on a husband, wife, and the husband's secretary to figure out which woman knows the husband better. Sounds pretty weird, but not trashy. Well, the show's really not about who knows the husband better, and more just, hey husband, are you f***ing the secretary? And then the chaos begins. And lucky for us, I was able to find the first episode, and saying it aged like milk is doing a disservice to milk. And I'm not kidding, this might be the most trashy show I've ever watched. So I thought we would check this out and have a good time. Unlike these husbands. Also, basic structure of the show. First, they bring out the husbands and ask them 4 questions. Then the secretaries come out and are asked the same 4 questions. If the secretaries answer the same as the husbands, they get a point. Then the wives come out and do the same thing. Honestly, they don't keep track of the points very well, so just hop on this ride with me. I'm sure you're thinking the show will start off with some more softball questions and slowly move to the more inappropriate ones. Nope.
Gentlemen, here's your first question. When it comes to sex with your secretary, have you been holding yourself back or letting yourself go?
Yes, the first question they ask straight up is, are you f***ing your secretary? Maybe this is some dated term I'm not aware about, but the quote is, when it comes to sex with your secretary, have you been holding yourself back or letting yourself go? And I don't know how to interpret that any other way. All the husbands say they've been holding themselves back, which good for you. Looks like we got some faithful husbands here.
Gentlemen, the very last time your wife refused to make whoopee with you, what did you do instead?
Make whoopee. Now that's one phrase that'll get your significant other in the mood no matter what. The husbands have very innocent answers to this question. One said he watched a ball game, the other one said he went to sleep, but I don't really believe this guy's answer.
Hey, Bard?
Seduced her.
Okay.
Even the host is like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Now this next question is definitely the most offensive by a mile.
Gentlemen, physically speaking, now one of these wonderful things we can do on the show, we're gonna give your wife your secretary's chest. Now what else would you like her to have from your secretary, physically speaking?
Jesus. We all agree we want our wives to have our secretary's chest, so what's the second thing we want most? 70s, man. This guy wishes his wife had his secretary's height.
Her height.
Why are you hating on some short queens there? Seducer McGee over here says his secretary's eyes, which, yikes.
Her eyes.
Her eyes.
I just feel like that's something very personal, like you'd rather be looking at your secretary's eyes than your wife's, like, ouch. This guy's answer is sort of rough too.
Her smile.
Her smile. No, the judge says that's not physical.
Not
Okay. That's an attribute. But
her lips.
Her lips. Now you're talking. Bart?
Again, similar to eyes, I feel like a smile is very personal, and I love how the show was like, what, a smile? That's not a body part. We need a body part, damn it. So now the secretaries come on stage, and they have a very interesting way of introducing them.
Secretary number 2 drives a van just in case she happens to meet 20 guys she'd like to take home for dinner.
What are you trying to imply with that joke? That she wants to make whoopee with 20 guys? What a weird joke to make about someone that owns a van.
Secretary number 3 embarrasses easily, but she'd rather be red than dead.
So you're saying she's Russian? Because the term is better dead than red. So then we get some mild sexual harassment.
She's plenty sarcastic, but gets away with it because she looks like this.
So the secretaries get asked the same question about whether their bosses have been holding themselves back or letting themselves go when it comes to sex. And you can clearly see that this guy, Jesse, thought he was going to be on a totally different show.
Here's your first question. When it comes to sex with you, has your boss been letting himself go or holding himself back? Patricia.
Letting himself go, definitely.
Letting himself go, yeah. He's pretty romantic.
That is the face of someone that will be lucky to sleep on the couch tonight.
Jesse said, let me see, Jesse, he's been holding himself back.
Why don't you say that?
It's because that's what I've been doing.
No, Jesse.
Little difference of opinion. Well, we'll sort it out later.
Well, no. We need to figure this out right now because these are pretty serious accusations and one person seems way more nervous than the other.
Talking about Bard and you.
Holding himself back.
Really?
Definitely.
Man of iron resolve,
That's
isn't
right.
he? He said, He's been holding himself back.
Thank you, dear.
I love how the studio audience is like, yeah, you did the bare minimum to be a good husband.
What about Fowler?
Letting himself go.
Letting himself go. Fowler told us he's been holding himself back.
Well, that's what you tell your wife.
Ah, yikes. So for this next question, the secretaries have to ask in the sexiest way they can for a $5 raise.
Each of you, I want each of you to turn to your boss in turn as I call on you, and in the sexiest way you can, any way you want to, ask him for a permanent $5 a week raise.
Which, one, extremely demeaning, and two, there's no actual way for us to know if these men actually gave these secretaries raises or not. It's not like they're signing a legal document saying that they have to commit to this, unlike their marriage certificates. These two guys say that their secretaries aren't getting the raise, but this guy says he's gonna give her a $10 raise. Frickin' simp.
The very last time, your boss's wife refused to make whoopee with him, what did he do instead?
Was this something that men did in the 70s? Come into work and complain that their wife didn't bang them? Just imagine if your boss came up to you today and started complaining that their significant other didn't make whoopee with them last night. You would be like, yeah, dude, I didn't get anything last night. It was freaking stupid. Oh yeah, that really sucks, but I gotta go back to these spreadsheets. I was trying to spread some sheets last night. Yeah, that's pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure this is some type of sexual harassment. Haha, good impression of my wife. Also, I'm not gonna be able to give you that $5 raise. I hope you're cool with that.
Very last time, your boss's wife refused to make whoopee with him, what did he do instead? Shirley?
Came over to my house.
Came over to your house. Okay.
Again, what's going on with the studio audience? They're like, ha 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 ha, infidelity. Gets me every time. I also love that this host is just prodding into all these answers.
He watched a ball game. What about this going over to her house, Fowler?
You say you were watching the ball game. She says you were at her house. Somebody's lying, I just don't know who.
Well, Bard said, let me see the top card. He seduced her anyway.
Oh.
Did you know he was that much of a lady killer?
No, but I'm sure Joy had more to say about it than that.
No one believes this guy, and honestly, I don't really either. Only one of the secretaries gets the question right about what do you wish your wife had physically that your secretary has?
My eyes?
Your eyes. Bard told us he would like your eyes. There you go. There's a match for our secretary.
Now the wives get on stage and they have to answer these same questions, but they get to hear the secretary's answers to all these questions. And if you thought the show was awkward before, buckle up because it gets eye-opening.
Here's your first question. When it comes to sex with his secretary, has your husband been holding himself back or letting himself go? May?
I would say he doesn't hold himself back, but I think she's holding out for more money. So I would say that there's been no sex between them. Not that he wouldn't like to try, but she won't play the game for what he's paying her.
Oh man, this poor woman, she's just like waiting for her husband to cheat? Like that must be miserable.
That he's been holding himself back. There's a match.
That's the way
You know him.
That's the way he tells it.
Shirley, tell her what you said.
He's not holding back.
You said that he's been letting himself go.
She was like so proud of him for not cheating, and then the secretary's like, he's lying. Ugh.
All I can say is if he can take care of her and me both, he's better than I thought he was after all these years.
Joy.
Oh man. The 70s were different, man.
I know he said holding himself back because when he gets in bed at night, he tells me about this fantastic fantasy, which I think a lot of men have, and that's to throw one over one shoulder and one over the other and march us both into the boardroom.
Okay. I do love that it's the boardroom and not the bedroom because he's a businessman. Also, you can tell your wife about your fantasies, but why are you involving your secretary into this? Because now the secretary knows her boss wants to make whoopee with her, which is just weird.
What about Jesse?
I don't know. Jesse could probably do the ear all day long.
Could what?
The ear all day long.
Could your ear off all day long?
And considering what he has to work with over there, he better have said holding himself back.
Holding himself back. Okay. Jesse said he's been holding himself back, right? You've got him pegged, haven't you?
That's right.
You know this guy.
That's right.
Dude, this host is sort of being a dick. Oh yeah, you know this guy pretty well, right? He wouldn't do anything to hurt you. Yeah, let's just zoom in on her happy face. It's gonna be the last time we see that. Then we have this awkward pregnant pause.
Patricia, why don't you tell Charlene what you said?
He hasn't been holding himself back.
You know what? If he haven't, you two deserve to be together because you will be together.
Yeah, we're seeing a marriage fall apart right in front of us. Freaking hilarious. We move on to the next question about the $5 raise, and the host continues to be a dick to this wife.
Talking about Jesse, you know, the guy you know so well over there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Did he, now you just take a look there and picture the two of them. And she was asking in her sexiest way.
This guy's enjoying this way too much. Like, this woman's probably gonna get a divorce after this, and he's just like, oh yeah, just imagine them together being all sexy.
There's no way she's gonna get a raise.
Right, yeah, but you should have seen the way she asked.
I don't care.
Yo, let's go, Charlene! So now this wife gets asked about the raise, and it doesn't go well.
Well, he's a real softy. He's tough at home. She can have prime rib for lunch, and I get DW once every 3 weeks for dinner. It's that type of a deal at our place. And all I...
Now, I don't know what DW is, but it sounds like the secretary is getting fine dined and the wife is eating microwaved dinners.
Yes or no, May?
From the way she's dressed, I'd say, yes. He probably said, whatever you want, sugar babe, just don't leave me.
That's it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Fowler said, whatever you want, sugar babe, just don't leave me. Yeah, she got that raise.
Yeah.
Oh, she went in for the kiss and the husband was not about it. Dude, this woman deserves so much better. That was hard to watch. We move on to the next question about what did your husband do when you refused to make whoopee with them? And if you still like the husbands for some reason, I doubt you're gonna like them after this.
The very last time you refused to make whoopee with your husband, what did he do instead? Charlene?
He just threatened me.
Just threatened you.
Whoa, that is not okay. Also, studio audience, why are you laughing at this?
Just threatened me.
Just threatened you.
These people should go to divorce court. They'll have the time of their lives.
Well, in the first place, I'm the aggressor at our house. He's tired after being with Shirley all day. So the last time I tried it and he didn't want it, he had the headache. So I got up and gave him 2 Tylenol. I had a glass of wine and went and watched Johnny Carson. I mean, you know.
So what did he do?
Can we start like a GoFundMe for this woman's divorce lawyers and hook her up with Chris Evans' like grandpa?
Fowler said that he watched the ball game on television.
Well, no, I think the television was at Shirley's house, but that's another whole game, isn't it, sweetheart?
Shirley, tell me what you said. She said he came right over to her house.
I hope you've been saving your money, honey.
Yes, thank you. Get the secretary fired, take her raise, divorce your husband.
Joy?
Well, as you know, we live on a boat. And he threatened that he was going to go out to the nearest bar and pick up a chick, and he got up on board, started to go down the stairs, and fell in the water.
Romantic that he is, yes.
I don't think that story is as charming as you think it is. That's the type of story that gets told at Thanksgiving and everyone just sort of nods their head and tries to change the subject as fast as possible.
Bard said he seduced you anyway.
How did you seduce me?
All it takes is a glass of rum, you know that.
I don't remember the rum.
You don't remember the other either, obviously.
Okay, this confirms this guy has no game and is just gaslighting his wife.
I don't remember the rum.
You don't remember the other either, obviously.
And of course, the studio audience is laughing.
Charlene said he went sailing all by himself.
They move on to the next question about what the husbands wish the wives had physically that the secretaries have, and honestly, the wives have some pretty fire answers.
We're going to give you your husband's secretary's chest. Now, physically speaking, what else of hers would he like to see on you?
I don't know. Jesse has never really wanted me to look like a cow, so...
Oh, damn!
Of hers on you.
Well, in the first place, I don't want her chest. I like what I've got. She's got a nice personality.
Physically.
Yo, this wife is too nice. She's saying that this woman has a nice personality. The type of person that sleeps with a married man? Yeah, I don't know if that constitutes a nice personality.
Physically speaking, something that you would like to see.
Physically speaking?
Right.
Oh, her ears aren't bad.
Her ears, okay?
You know, it would be really nice to have her ears, because then you could be tone deaf about marriage. Now, for the final wife, you can really see that she's offended by her husband's answer to this.
I'd say tuckus.
Took us. Yes, I think I know what that means.
Yeah.
Bard said he would like to see her eyes on you.
Oh, why eyes?
Well, I couldn't think of anything else that was innocent, but it's all right.
Yeah.
But you like that. Tuckus.
You can see the exact moment where the wife realizes her husband is a piece of
I said my eyes.
May?
She called her a bitch. I was able to figure that one out. So the wives end up winning, so yay! And the host says this at the end.
This is Jim Beck. Join us next time right here on 3's the Crowd. If we're still here, bye-bye.
He's like, I don't think the show's gonna last, but I'm gonna ride it till it dies. I feel like this show walked so Jerry Springer could run. Watching this show is like traveling to a new planet, which is nuts because you probably know someone that was alive when this first aired. Believe it or not, they did do a reboot of the show in the late 90s, but they changed the contestants to a girlfriend, boyfriend, and an ex-boyfriend. From the clips that I've seen, the show's not nearly as offensive, but still pretty offensive. Anyways, I'm glad this type of content isn't being made now, and I hope those wives took their winnings and got really good divorce lawyers. Anyways, that's it for today, and as always, if you like what you see, you know what to do. Do all those YouTube-y things, and I will catch you on the next one.